Give me a little bit more cable. That'll be fine. Good. Hello everyone, I'm Iron Phoenix and welcome back to Satisfactory. Right, hold on, where am I? I'm at Megafac 1. Yeah, I'm at Megafac 1. I was picking up some stuff. No, I don't want that in there. Right, yes, so last night about 1 o'clock in the morning, something along those lines. It's fine. So quite early on in the morning, I did manage to complete Phase 4. There was a couple of days of really just hammering at it. I did all the summer sloop stuff just to kind of get all that completed. And the result is that, yeah, I've completed the next part of this, where is my space station? It's probably behind that cloud. It's up there somewhere. You can see it better at night when it's not quite cloudy. But yeah, so anyway, just need to work out where my explorer is. I think it's probably in a really weird place. Maybe it's my explorer. Just hide that. A bunch of dismantled crates. I need to have a bit of a clean up at some point as well. Oh right, okay, yeah, I left it right down the bottom. So yeah, so I've completed that, and now it's Phase 5, working on that. And it's just now going to be a case of unlocking stuff and upgrading stuff. And as a result, one of the big things that I need to start looking at is power. Because an awful lot of these new buildings are going to require a fair amount of power. So I'm going to be looking at new avenues into liquid fuel generators as well as nuclear. I need to work out where my uranium deposits are and how I get things like sulfuric acid and all those other bits to the power plant, so that I can have a nice open space of lots and lots of nuclear power plants. Why did I put it down there? I've got a road for a reason. So yes, so there's a lot to kind of do, a lot of stuff to sort of get my teeth into, a lot of new stuff. You know, I have a few issues with Satisfactory, and they're not really problems. They're more how I've played the game is a little slow. And I think there would definitely be better ways of optimizing my systems if I were to, well, when I do a fresh game of this. Because it's going to be a when. This is a great game to start fresh and try something new, try something different. So yeah, so I'm going to go up to Megafac. Actually going to nip up to the grasslands first, actually, thinking about it. I need to nip up to the grasslands first, drop this stuff off at the hub, and probably won't unlock anything new, but we can have a little bit of a hunt through to see what is actually there. Now, I do have to be a little careful on this railway. I've had 2 head-on collisions with oncoming trains because they're running on the same track I am half the time. So do just need to actually be aware that there is a train in this area. Oh no, no, fucking sake. No. Oh no. There's going to be a train waiting there. No, apparently that's green. I'm still going to back off. What I actually meant to do, instead of diving out of the train, is just do that. Just change the tracks. That's what I actually meant to do. Instead of I opened the door and leapt from the still moving train. Yeah, no, I don't need to do that. I've got a safer way of travelling. What's on the line that's... it's fine. Right, there's something on the line further up. Maybe that there was something going through. It's fine. It's whatever. As long as there's nothing coming this way, which there's not. We're pulling off this way anyway. And now we're free, and now it's just a straight run up. And we can sort of start looking at some of these areas to, like, for example, this area isn't hooked up yet to the grid. And it should be. I don't think it is. No, it isn't. So I've got two geothermal generators there just not doing anything, so that needs to be fixed. So I now need to start thinking once again about power, because I'm thinking I'm probably going to need to generate quite a bit of power. Sort of maybe another sort of 10,000 before I really start getting stuck into the next phase. So at the moment I'm creating around 2,000, which is enough for about 10% of my factory to be running all the time. I think if my power cuts out, it's going to be a lot of trouble to get it restarted, because the entire factory will want 10,000 power to get restarted. So yeah, it's ticking along fine at the moment, and I do have battery backups for if the power kicks up for a moment. But yeah, it's not good enough yet. So all that needs to change. I would like to find some more open areas as well for stuff. I mean, for example, here could be an interesting place for nuclear power. And maybe sort of up here, we could probably do something there. There's a whole coal generation plant that I've not looked at for ages. And so that's also going to be a candidate. And certainly coming in here, it looks okay at the moment, but it could look much more impressive if I've got nuclear generators or something in this area just producing power or doing a thing. Right, now I can leap from the train and just... Right, so all of this is now not needed. And just put that back up there. Oh no. It's easier to just take out the belt than try and take it off the belt. Okay, so where am I going? Here we go. Right. So let's do that. See if there's any more in here. Yes, there is. So yeah, so that's that. So nuclear generator. So let's have a look at these. So I do want one of these, but I don't quite have the summer slips to make that yet. So I will want nuclear power plants. So those create 2,500 each. So I would need 5 of them to produce the amount of sort of very basic level of power that I want. Fuel power generators, I can have a whole bunch of these running with rocket fuel. That would be quite a good use for that, and that would probably be done down in the desert. So let's go and upgrade Megafactory 2. So that's kind of my plan. I've been experimenting a little bit here with putting cargo containers on these sort of hazard hatching. So there's stuff in some of these. There's nothing in that one. Probably took stuff out. Yeah, so I've got some bits in these things. There's actually nothing in that one as well, so let's just take that one out too. If I need the containers, I just put them down. And I was moving a whole bunch of stuff around, so that's kind of why everything's just generally around. And that's, yeah, no, that's fine. In fact, that could probably come out for the moment. In fact, all of this can probably come out for the moment. Except I would quite like to keep that one. My inventory is full of stuff. Oh, of course it is. Yep. Okay. Nip back over here and I'll just build a container up. Just doing a little bit of stuff here. Can be anyway. You know, this area is meant to look a little haphazard. But as long as everything's sort of in the right spot, then that's fine by me. Okay, that's fine. Right, so let's go back down to find the train. Where did I put the train? There it is. I don't need to hang around here. Let's get on and start creating some stuff. So yeah, my slight issue with Satisfactory, which I didn't quite explore, is and yeah, it is partly on me that I don't have the stuff to build what I need. But in part, I never felt like I necessarily needed to. I can see why they took out handcrafting, or never actually put in handcrafting the project assembly bits, because people would just handcraft them. And it would probably be, it could potentially be easier to do it that way, to handcraft them, than to necessarily set up factories for them. So, yeah, I think that's my only sort of little qualm with the game, is that in some cases it kind of encourages you to hand make stuff and just kind of sit and wait and not necessarily build. I think if the project assembly stuff was maybe, you know, times 10, then there'll be a little bit more incentive there to really sort of push at building large factories. But I don't know. I get it's kind of tricky, especially when you know, I come off doing stuff like create above and beyond, where there are some actually, you know, you must automate in that game, in that mod pack. You can't get away with just handcrafting things, because actually the crafting recipes are different from handcrafting to automation. I also need to harvest all them. I need to get this set up with some power stuff. If there's power, I want to start taking advantage of it, because it's needed. It's definitely needed now. That could be quite a good place for nuclear as well. However, oh no, I don't want to go this way. I need to back off. I need to go down the other one. I finally got my act together and made sure that I have a rail access to the main areas of the map. I don't have, it's not true, I do have rail access to the swamp, but it's not set up like this, so you do still need to drive through the swamp, which is fine, because I don't want to add a rail through it yet, I don't think. I'm not entirely certain on that, on exactly what I'm going to be doing with the swamp. But until I clear it out of the beasties, I'm not going to be putting that on stream. It is full of very big spiders, and I'd rather not. You know, I'd rather not necessarily do that on stream. Right. Okay. So this area is currently nuclear spaghetti. and it needs more factories that can actually... I need to set it up so that this can run 100% of the time. However, I also want access to fuel, which I'm thinking, looking at it, could be interesting to put here, because then it can run down here, across here, and then up over wherever, or back wherever, whatever. I can attempt to use the existing infrastructure that I've built as much as possible to create my fuel trains, which could potentially come from the oil fields down there. There are loads of there's a lot of untapped oil in this area here that I already have a train running to, which is carrying something. It is carrying a fluid. I'm not entirely sure what it's carrying though. This is for nitrogen. This is doing nitrogen. Yes, I remember it. This is currently doing coal coke for steel foundries that don't exist at the moment. That's what it was doing. And so the steel will probably come up here. This bridge is, although I do like this bridge, it's going to be in the way, I think, which is a real shame. I really like that bridge, and I might be able to may be able to move, almost move it over there somewhere, because I feel like that bridge just came out really well. There's a few things that I never quite finished with it. Actually, no, I did finish it. Yeah, I really like how that bridge came out, but it's in the way, and certainly the style of it is going to be sort of replicated over here, with a little bit more height, potentially with a little bit more height to it, so that it can get over the top of a railway. All this needs to be cleaned up, because it's all, that area is quite messy at the moment. That's fine at the moment, but that will need work. So, gonna start getting some basic infrastructure bits down with customization, so that I know what's what. So I'm using the grip as a sort of a, this is my pavement, this is my road, and then I have a battery here that's not actually hooked up to anything, which is interesting. In fact, no, that's the only one that wasn't hooked up to anything. Interesting. Okay. And are we charging? Yes, we are charging. Good. I used quite a bit of it in my final dash to get everything that I needed to get for the thingamajig. So this is going to be a factory here, sort of walling it off, so I know what's what. This is probably going to be the replacement for the steel works, which was making, well, obviously steel, but it was making just plump it down. I can remember what it was. It was making the encased, the heavy modular frames. And I now have, in theory, the ability to do something a little bit more. You know, I could use screws and rubber to create the flexible frame, which may not be the worst of ideas, or this one, which I'm using elsewhere. It takes twice the time, but it does make a lot more 3 resources as opposed to 1, a little bit over double the time. So that would potentially be a more efficient recipe, but it could be a little harder to manufacture all the components for it. So that's going to be the new steelworks. And then going forwards, the new power station will be or at least the local power station would be around here somewhere. So we would want the train station to be around here. So it's what's no, that's the cactus. There we go. So the train station will be on this one. Of course, I'm missing encased industrial beams. I'm always missing encased industrial beams, and I have a really bad habit of just saying I'm out of beams. I'll just plump a crafting bench down without realizing, oh wait, I have a crafting bench in the building I'm next to. I'll just make the enough just to get the train station down, so I can start getting a bit of a lay of the land. And that is that. And then we can also put a wall outlet in here. So we can say, hey, that's got power now. And this is going to literally offload, let's see, to, I think we can have 3 of these. And this is going to offload fuel. Whatever type of fuel it is, be it, I want it to be rocket fuel, but it may not end up being rocket fuel. But it unloads fuel into here. I do need to get this. The annoying thing is I'm making it down in the grasslands, and I've not put a dimensional drive on it. I need to get a dimensional drive on the encased industrial beams, because this is not ideal to have to keep hand making it. I'm just going to hand make a whole bunch of them, because I need 45 for this. For this block out, I need 45 of them. So I'm just going to make them. And that's 10 each for each of the fuel depots, and then just the 5 just to plop down a tank, so I can start getting a bit of an idea of what this is going to look like. A lot of my factories are quite, I guess, impulsive. They are what looks good at the time, and I don't just want a factory there. I want it to look built, which is quite a fun challenge, actually, kind of attempting at least to map it in with the terrain, and in some way, and trying to keep it at a level where I'm mapping it with the terrain as much as possible. Right, now I'm up here. So it'll be an industrial fluid buffer, and it will be there. And so so that would go into that one. Might move it out a bit. In fact, yes, just because then I can have something. I need I need jetpack. I've got a little bit too used to using the jetpack now. I can't. There we go. Not hooked up to, not hooked it up to the grid, which is why jetpack isn't working. Hold on. Right. Let me fix this a little bit better. So this is going to be a double wall outlet, just a mark 1, and that one goes there, and that one gets hooked up to that one, and then I go into here, hook that one up to that one, and now I have power in this area. Good. So what I'm thinking is, well, I'm actually thinking of going down a bit for this bit. So let's say a 5x5, 5 by whatever pit can go into here. No. And then it kind of comes. See, that's going to be my slight trouble. I think we could probably still do it like this. Nope. Yeah. And that should cover most of that. I can potentially clear that. Yeah. I know I can chop this out, but I don't want to. I've not removed that rock. No. I'll only do the small stuff. That's fine. And then the wall can go in maybe like this. There's a little bit of a lip up. Not happy with that. No, I don't like that. I do think it needs the wall up. That much is a yes. But I'm not certain this needs like huge sort of baffles around it. Just kind of looking at it. Maybe some baffles on this side, like you know, the wall comes up a little bit higher up here, but I think I could probably get away with having one there and then one here. And then we have 2 running into here maybe, or I could do it like that. Do need a... I think I might go up here like this, but using... something like that, and then something like that maybe. And then something similar on this side. This I may change around a bit, but for the moment that's fine. And then over here, let's just have a quick look. So we're going to have to bring this up a little bit. Maybe up one more. Excuse me while I get some more power. So I'm guessing if I do this, I'll need to get that thing out of the way, but it's fine for now. And then the power will be, of course I need things that I don't quite have at the moment. But yes, there'll be some. I can encourage it out by doing this, I think. Fine. Encourage it out by doing that. Should make it run. Nope, it's stuck in the ground. Hold on. Annoying thing. Okay, let's try this. There it goes. Right. Very quickly before it comes back. Okay, right, yes, this will be the place where the fuel is distributed. And yeah, just sort of goes through here. I could even put in like valves. In fact, I will put in. Of course, it needs rubber. Everything's needing rubber at the moment. Yeah, I will put in valves here as well, just so that I've got that little bit of extra control over the power. I think this needs to be coming out by one on each side. So the power will go onto the apologies. Yeah, so the power will go onto these sections here. Let's get rid of this. As for this, I can go into here, and then it will go around. What I want it to do is to go around here, and then it will probably go up here somewhere. And then around and then back up that way. And it needs rubber. Right, okay. Let's get the rest of this pulled out. Hold on. Let's just grab asphalt. Okay, we've got a little bit of an area here where it's dropping below the surface of the road. So let's have a bit of foundation. Okay, and just fill in this bit up here. I don't know what this area will be. We'll find out. And I'll have to come up with a sort of a well, I think we can do that now. Just need to clear this away. We've got the yeah. Right, so customizer. So in patterns, this is a nice easy one. We've just got a center dotted line that goes all the way down the middle of this one. There's nothing else that needs to be added to here. However, we do have this here, which does need some sort of a level crossing. So we'll go on down there. Excuse me while I mumble and just get up there. Right. So that is that. There we go. Quite how these sorts of areas are going to look, I'm not entirely sure. What I have been doing is having these sort of drop down areas where I've been filling them with batteries. Not sure that would really work around here, but I mean a slight drop down might not be the worst idea. I think that looks actually quite good. Not necessarily doing the sometimes the ramps can look good, but sometimes just having the little dips here, especially if you then use something like the steel wall material, just to make it look a little bit more like, you know, this is a border rather than this is just a sort of a weird girder bit. I don't really know what to do with this space yet. Well, what I'm expecting will happen is that this area is going to become another factory. And there will be a section here which will be asphalt. And it will have some modern, probably some modern rails down to here to about here, and then it goes into construction fence, and this is going to be modern fencing like that, and then that goes there. This is all grip metals down to here, and then that goes down there, that goes down there. However, I think there will probably need to be a gap between these buildings. Probably doesn't need to be much, maybe just a block wide. But I want there to be multiple factories in this area that maybe they share resources between one another. We can have like belts sort of running between them, but they are two distinctly different factories. Doing what? Who knows? Could be munitions. You know, I do need to make, for example, a factory to make the obelisks, because there are some there is a recipe there for the nuclear obelisk which needs 500 of the things, and that's an automation job. So I don't know what these factories are going to be for, but they are just sort of here for now. Well, that one's going to be a foundry. This one, I'm not sure yet. There's probably some things we can do here to make it just look a little bit more interesting. I mean, for example, we could have a truck station here. but just putting it there might be a little bit dull. So what we could do is have I'm trying to find the thing, one of these that brings it up, and that, yeah, kind of bring up this, and then the truck station can go into here, for example. What this would be doing, I don't know. But it could potentially be kind of interesting to find out. And certainly if we're doing this, then we certainly want some railings next to it, which will be the modern railings again, just down here. Like that. And suddenly we've got something that just looks a little bit more, really. I think a danger of of building factories is that they just look boring. For me anyway, I want to sort of challenge myself a little bit to try and make interesting factories. That, I don't really like doing the I know there's ways of doing like circles and stuff, and that's not for me. I don't mind the blockiness. I think you can do quite a lot with the blockiness, just to make it look less so. Of course, the last thing we would need is maybe some double line there, just so that we can make sure that our trucks are following procedure and going where they need to go. And we can also do arrows, I think. Can have like a left arrow there, for example. It's kind of interesting when you look at this, it doesn't come from very much. They've done a really good job at being able to make these little feature pieces, I guess. Something else we can do, which I did start doing on some of my stuff, is you can add numbers to them, or you could add like cross icons to stuff. So this example is going to be tractors only, which of course means we need to have a tractor up here. There you go. Even if it's just an interesting little diorama, yeah, I think that works really nicely. Let me just do that. I think that works quite nicely, and maybe, yeah, I'm literally just building this for the looks of things at this point. I'm probably not going to use it for a factory, at least not the ground floor. The second floor might actually be a factory, but yeah, this is just a sort of a, hey, you know what? I just want this because it looks kind of interesting. Just to kind of have this stuff here. And I dread to think that I may be enjoying this a little bit more like how a builder would sort of enjoy Minecraft, where it's just like, yeah, this stuff is really, it looks good, but it's not functional in any way. Oh dear. I don't know. I was looking at doing Adding a floodlight. Yeah, I think that works. Right, how long have I got? 15 more minutes of this stream. Can probably do a little bit more. That's probably going to be. I like having the idea of just having in each Megafactory just sort of a useless space. You know, something that isn't functional in any way, but it still does something in that it looks nice. It fills a little bit of space. But yeah, I don't know what to do about this actually. I'm kind of thinking about having this as a sort of a separate unit almost. No, I don't like that idea. But maybe some belts will sort of come into this room and something will be done with them, so it won't be entirely useless. Just taking out that wall so that I can add in some foundations over here. Again, this is the sort of, hey, let's just build something that's not hugely functional, but still useful in a way, in the sense of it's just going to make the factory look a little bit less boxy. That's tree needs to come out. And the painted beam height. Work. Maybe it needs to come down there. I think it needs definitely needs some walls, and we'll probably steelify that in a second. Annoyingly, you can't put the this stuff on the walls. I would have quite liked to have like some numbers on the walls and like, but I can't do that unfortunately. I can do it on the floors though, which is still okay because actually there can be some. It can look quite good. What did I do before? I did that one. And then I did that one, and then in the middle I did a number. So I can do it like that. Really, I found it looks really good if you have it, if it's double wide, and then you have the 0 and the 1. As a result, for these little things, I can only go up to 9. So yes. I'm not sure about that pillar. Maybe the beam just needs to come up further. It looks weird without having something here. Let's see what I've got. I do have the tilted walls, but they do look a little strange. The other thing I've got, obviously, is the foundations. I could have like quite a shallow. I can lock the hologram and then nudge it up. No, I want to nudge it up. No, not nudge it. Literally, I just want to push it up. That's going forward. That's not working for me. I'm slightly worried that those could look a little too steep, and that could not really work at all. Maybe if I do... Oh, maybe if I do this, and then I do... Just convincing it now to work. There we go. That works, I think. Yes. That works. I should now be able to do... Not entirely sure why that's not... Hold on. Something's not connected here. I had this issue before. That was my... These weren't necessarily connecting. There we go. Right. Okay. So that that looks better. Just need to fill out this wall, and then yeah, just like that. Seeing if that would look better. And then put in a sort of a yeah, I think that just looks a little bit more like it's supporting the wall a bit more. And I especially like having a little bit more of a support under the window. And then doing one of these with the glass roof. Yeah, that looks good. And maybe try it with a bit of steel on the bottom. I think that I like that. And especially once you've concreted it up to kind of match with the window, that looks pretty good. Especially as all of this is going to be concrete anyway. Yeah, that looks alright. Just need to fill out these bits. Yeah. Megafactory 2. So this is Megafactory 2, I believe. This is the second one I built. Yeah, and then Megafactory 3 was the rocket fuel, which is actually between Megafactory 1 and Megafactory 2. So it's not confusing at all. Not entirely sure what I'm going to be doing with this section. What I may do is actually like wall it up. In fact, why not just do it now and see how this looks. I think I like it. I think I like it like this because it keeps the it keeps how this sort of looks, and I probably just tweak this a little bit so that it's something a little bit more like that, just so that it's matching up with the with all of this. So it almost becomes a little bit of a zoo style Can also add in some ladders. You know, you get stuck down there, you might want some ladders to get out. And of course it will have, you know, proper sort of OSHA style modern railings all the way around to make sure that people can't accidentally fall in. Even though I'm going to have some big gaps there, but it's fine, just don't fall in. And then the rest of the walls will just be sort of filled out like so. And most of it is then going to be concrete again. But the inside of this is pretty much, apart from this, probably not this section, or this bit, that will be metal in a minute, and then I'll be happy with that. It's a lot of prep work at the moment just to sort of get this factory into a state where I know what is going where, and I think I'm pretty happy with that at the moment. All of this will be concrete as well. That one will also be concrete, but I need to sort of start building that one up a bit more. I also need to work on these floors a bit at some point. Mostly, I need to finish getting all the battery backups in, because I'm going to need these. Max consumption 21,000. So if everything is running at the same time, I'm going to need 21,000 megawatts. In reality, I'm going to need more than that. A lot more. But I think for now I'm going to end. I'll probably be back at some point at the weekend for some more of this chaos. Probably actually, you know, putting in some more actual factories rather than just building little dioramas and the like. But just going to finish off one small bit. So yeah. So yes, as I said, I think I'm going to end this here. So with that, I will say thank you very much for watching. And I will see you, hold on, let me just do this. I will see you next time.